We'll get this figured out together. Thank you. Wow, thank you all for being here. We've been excited. It has been sitting at the edge of Sharon's mind. We've been there saying, and she won't let us tell her what we're going to say, which is fine with us. We're just going to be right on it. So we come into this space as sovereign beings, into the space that you have created so carefully for so long on this planet, creating that vortex, if you will, that allows us to move more easily and effortlessly into communication and interaction with you. So we're just affirming that we are in the sacred ground of sovereignty, the name that is being used in this community. And we are so glad to see you all and be here with you. Where do we begin today? This is Sananda. I undoubtedly will be the touch point with each meeting, as I have been in working with Sharon all these years. The gatekeeper, maybe, if you will. But here I am, and here you are, and we are working together in so many ways. What is it that we would want to say to you today? Sharon was really clear with us that she wanted us to do something that would be beneficial. We're not here just shooting the breeze. We could do that too. What would be beneficial for our time together? The first thing we want to acknowledge is to acknowledge that there is a lot of diversity on the planet. A lot of ideas floating around, broadcasting around, that can be seen as confusion or be felt as confusion. And we just want to acknowledge that. There isn't only one way to be. The whole energy of our divinity, of the commonality that we are, in that place we might call home or source, is that there's a great deal of diversity, a great deal of diversity. The commonality we have in that home is harmony, balance, benefiting, respect, but not my way or the highway. My way of being in balance is in no way going to impact you and make you out of balance, you see. Your way of being in balance will not make me out of balance, and they may be totally different ways of being in balance. So diversity is our nature. It's who we are. And the other part of our nature is that we, in that multiplicity of, we will call souls or consciousnesses, in the multiplicity of that, the commonality is, some call it love, but it's one aspect of good, the divinity of good. My actions are not going to cause you harm. Your actions are not going to cause me harm. There's a unity, there is a unity in the diversity, but diversity there is. Not quite so on this planet, on this part of our extended family field, because there are agendas that don't care if they harm or intentionally harm or intentionally use. And that is what has been the purpose of this earth, is to have the insight, the awareness, and the ability to cleanse out, move out the energies that are diverse for sure, but are coming from ideas of, I don't care if I hurt you. In fact, I really want to hurt you. You know what I mean? So here we are coming from a place within that whole galactic world history. Maybe some would call it heaven or ascension or something. And often the words of those who come from the unseen are never questioned. And we want to talk a little bit about that today. Just because words come from an unseen source, that doesn't mean that the unseen source has your best interest at heart. And one of the very big gifts and necessities on this planet has always been discernment. Discernment. And if you are going to use discernment, you have to know what you are discerning. What's your criteria, you see? So here we have right now in our world a lot of words, a lot of diversity, a lot of ideas. They're not causing unity. They're not causing benefit. Many of them are causing divisiveness and pain and struggle. And the reason we want to bring this up, because here we are coming from without a body, using this body so we can speak to you differently. And we don't want you to hear what we say without doing your part of discernment. You see? And where do you start with discernment is up to you. We can't give you that part. So part of the discernment would be, what is the end result of the game, we'll say, that you want to play in? There are those who are playing in the game of, I'm going to amass as much money and toys as I want. And so that's the information they will want. With Sharon, and I think she's been clear with you, her game is, how can I help remove the outsider entrapment? That's a game I want to play. Remove the outsider entrapment in order for the soul energy of love, good, wholeness, respect to shine. So that's her game. So our question to you, for you to think about is, what do you want information about? Do you want to be validated? And I'm not saying any of you are here, but example, do you want to be validated in that it's everybody else's fault, everybody else is to blame, and you're just victim until somebody changes? If that's the game you want to play, then that's the words you'll look for. I don't think you'll get them from us, but you see, what we are not here to tell you what to do, how to think, how to act, but we are here to give you information, hopefully, that can keep inspiring you in what you want to do in this great game of life. And of all the smorgasbord, big table full of information, then you get to pick and choose out of what we say or what others say, of what fits your game plan, your choice to be in life in a certain way for a certain end result. So the responsibility for the possibilities that open to you lies in your hands. Questions are so important. That's in that world of humanity that you live. The law of ask and receive is vital to how we in the unseen can work with you. So we have been able throughout the generations of time in various ways. Sometimes we've been in bodies. Some of us have never been in bodies. I have. And sometimes we've been either in body or out of body. And all we could do is to encourage and remind, you're good. You are good. You are good. Don't be crushed. You are good. And there was no way, because of the limits and constrictions of a time, that we could expand teachings to have individuals go up against physical constructs that would destroy them. You know, the witch hunts has been so much in the mental constructs for the last year or two, and that's a good example that why were those women and men who could bring light, bring healing, bring expansion, why were they targeted? That form of determination to destroy was so strong and has been so strong in many periods of time that the best those in earth bodies could do is to be still, be quiet, remember, remember, remember. And so for us to say, okay, here's the bigger picture, was not a service. And so there have been many, many times, many, many channelings, even today, when all I can say is remember love, remember you're good, remember you're valued. I cannot say to some what I might say to you. Hey, there is outsiders among us. You will get it, and you can act in a way on it. But there are those, if I try to bring that information in without having been asked about it, without having been, given permission, I have to work within the construct and the consciousness of the one asking the question or bringing information in. So it's not that there is untruths as much as there are limits. And this limit is perfect here, here, and here, and there's more expansion in some ways. And your questions, even within the last year, your questions and Sharon's questions and ideas from that broader look has allowed us in this what we call Ancient Ones group to begin giving more encouragement, giving more permission, bringing more evolutionary openings. And so I hope that you understand that I can't say to all groups what I could say to you. Which brings me to another point. what's going to be really, really important and valuable for those here on the planet going through the next few years is that direct relationship and communication of your particular team, so that all of that which is swirling around and confusion around, we've been used to saying, hey, this author or this book writer or this channeler or this podcaster, and then following their words and following their words, and it's been perfect and is good for a period of time. But once you reach a certain point, you realize that that's also limited, where everyone has their limit. Where do you get more information is your direct relationship to those who will answer your questions, and they're not in physical bodies. You'll have your friends in physical bodies. You'll be able to answer each other's questions and share, and you do. But the next step is getting your own personal and building that channel with security and with design, so that you can weather what's ever coming. It's a time of deepening, maybe simplifying, not worrying about taking on whole new projects. But where are you? Who are you? What plan? What's the outcome that really makes your heart happy? If you were to see blank in your family, in your community, on the internet, what is it that would make your heart happy? And then you're ready to say, and I want a team who can help me get there. Help me get there. So that's what I wanted to say today. But Archangel Gabriel is here, and he's saying time, time. No idea. Well, this is an honor. This is an honor. You don't hear my name too often, which is totally okay with me. I want you to know that there are many of us over here in these worlds, and we're not just in one world. We're a collective that covers the galactic worlds, including some that you all would put names to, like Sirian and Plutonian. Yeah, Plutonians, not Plutonians. But we're over here, and what our names and our identity is over in these worlds are something that we have to make up a name if we're going to talk to you, because you usually want a name. I just want to caution you. It's fine to have a name, but the names are not what's important. It's not what's important. What is important is, does our qualities, does our resonance fit yours? Now, one way you could put together a team would be like, okay, this is who I want, this is who I am, these are my values on the planet, this is the outcome that I want to be a part of, this is the plan I want to be a part of. And once you know what you want to be a part of and what makes you like, whoa, that feels so good, then there might be a, a idea or a person, even if it's a person you've heard or read about or thought about, or a myth, or even a being of some kind who isn't in a bodysuit like you have. But it represents to you someone who has the qualities you want to work with, and use that as a model. My team, you know, my team. And it's your team. It's you who are the one who will determine what the team can bring to you. And guaranteed, you're not going to stay at the same level of interaction, competency, and participation in life as when you first put your foot on this path of working directly with your team. You won't stay there. You don't have to know it all right now. It's not possible. The team will keep expanding, and it will keep expanding you. But don't worry about the name. Think about when you get that information in whatever way you learn that this is my way. You look at the information, you get the feeling, is this in alignment to the qualities and therefore the outcome that I want to be a part of? Discern. Discern. And you can say no at any time. You can say slow down at any time. You can say we're going to take a break at any time. It is not on your shoulders to fix the world. It is not on your shoulders to fix your family. It is not even on your shoulders to fix you. You're here sometimes just to discover who in the heck you are. What it is that you love. You have been squashed purposefully and by your own hand for eons of time. Like a squish grape. Begin to breathe and awaken and find out who you are. You don't have to fix it. You're rediscovering, and take delight in the rediscovery and the taste of what that is. The song inwardly and outwardly, the dance inwardly and outwardly. We are here in a whole other role. When I say we, I mean those in the unseen. We have been so much on guard, so much holding you in limit too, because you needed to be held in limit to be safe. We are so in a different place. We can so hold you in that space of breathing. Hear the heartbeat. Let us kiss you on the head. You see, awaken who you are. It's a different role we're in. It's a different place you're in. You're not going to fail. You are not going to make a mistake. And of course, Gaia wants to say something. Yes, I do. And go out and sit under my trees. Smell the fragrances I have for you. Root down into the earth, because that's where we meet in the heart and the love of sisterhood. It's a beautiful time. And we're just pivoting. We're just pivoting. And in the pivot, there's nothing to know. The pivot is happening. You don't know. You don't need to know. We're watching you pivot. We're seeing how many spins around the floor you make, how many extra naps you need to take. Good, good. We're there. We are there. And always will be. And we only can come to you in the way you determine we come. If you determine you can't trust us, we can't bring you good information. If you determine you're not worthy, we can't bring you information. If you determine that you'll make a misstep, we have to step back and let you do a misstep. We are only here for you. And you are okay right where you are. So for you in this pivot, you might still feel dizzy from the spin. You might feel decombobulated from the energy change. That's okay. Because your North Star might be just one word. It might be joy that brings you back. I'm going to hold joy. I can't do anything more. I'm just going to hold joy. Or vibrancy. Or it's okay. It's where you are. Just know you are loved beyond compare. You are held beyond what you can comprehend. And we are love with you. Go out and be with my trees. Sananda back here. Ball's in your court, my friends. What we're going to do is every other week, we're going to have time to answer questions that have come to us ahead of time. We won't take questions directly. That is quite decombobulating to us. But you can, there's ways to get questions to Sharon. It's very clear. I know she's got them in somewhere. Yeah, they're with the video. She's saying with the video. And so next week, we're going to take the questions that have come. We might do a little bit of talking first because we like to do that. And then we're going to look at the questions that have come and see what has come up for you, because it's your questions that open the doors for what we can give to you. And everyone doesn't have to ask the same questions and probably won't, which is so valuable to have such a good group here that starts stimulating what will come up. So that's what we're going to try for the next 4 weeks. Questions next week, we're going to talk to you after that. Questions the week after, we're going to talk to you after that. So thank you for being with us. It's such an honor to be with you in this physical world and to have that sense of ease that you've created for us. Ease in being able to bring ourselves into your space. So we love you, and we will see you next week, same time. Much love.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Bye.